Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines, where I apologize, but we've got two things that we need to talk about. First off, you'll notice things are a little different. Secondly, you'll notice this video went live a little bit late, I think. Unless YouTube processes it super duper quickly, it's gonna go live a little bit late. That is because I recorded this video. I was procrastinating. Yeah, I should have done it earlier. I was procrastinating, but I recorded this video, and this is after that recording. We'll go over what happened in that. There wasn't a whole lot that ended up happening, but I had a pretty major video issue. It was entirely my own fault. That video issue has been fixed, and here we are. So this video will be up slightly late, probably only a couple of minutes. It may squeak in just in time, but you'll notice we have a lot of abandoned structures here. That is because we have an issue with goods delivery, and that's mostly what I was working on in the episode that I ended up having to scrap due to my own technical incompetence. Now, you'll notice we have some differences over here. I did build a solar power plant here. I reworked our train lines over here. Our trains are pretty much the only way that we can currently get goods into some of our hubs. I also added a train hub up here that connects via this tunnel down over to here. And I also did a bit of work in our university here, which did rank up in the episode. So I built all of those structures, and yeah, I mean, at this point, we're just waiting on more students to come in, as well as more academic works. So that's great. That is absolutely great. We are, of course, going to continue to remove these. Our commercial demand is not fantastic, and I technically haven't seen any trains going up this way just yet. But what we're really working towards right now is getting to Metropolis so that we can get cargo airports. I feel like that's going to be our biggest boon. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do this, and I apologize. I procrastinated a little bit too much. It would have been fine if I hadn't have had the technical issue, but technical issue there was. And the episode was just not worth uploading. Here, I'll show you what it looked like. 1 second here. Let me tab out of the game. Hopefully it'll stop scrolling in a moment. Apparently it does not, so that's wonderful. But here, oh, I can't change it while recording. Oof. Well, I'll just tell you what it is. It was recording a 4K display, which is what I've got here. And then it was only recording 1080p, so it was getting this quadrant of the screen up here. You could see from here to about here. And yeah, it wasn't worth uploading. It just, no. I'm not going to subject you to that. Can't see anything. It's a blurry mess because it was also attempting to display that as a really weird downscale. I had the wrong settings is all there is to it. It has been fixed, and oh, here we are. So we are working on getting our population up. We need to hit a population milestone of 46,000. And yeah, our fire is already here, so that's great. We should be able to ditch at this point this power line. And that, of course, means that this should all be zoned, and it looks like it already is. I'll just make absolutely sure that it's zoned. I may just be colorblind. In fact, I believe I was just colorblind. Fantastic. And I'm going to continue zoning over here as residential as well. We'll just make sure that that gets done. Excellent. And with that, I think you're all caught up. That's pretty much all that ended up happening in that episode. I mean, it took some time to figure everything out, of course. And this over here, it's not pretty, the rework over here, but I think it flows better. So that's good. We definitely need more throughput on our goods, though. There's no doubt about that. But it seems like our goods are coming through a little bit better. We've only got the one Neptune media store up here with no goods to sell. And we've got a couple over here. But trains are coming in pretty regularly down here now. Now, as far as this up here goes, we may want to actually relocate this recycling center to be, say, over here. And I'm thinking about... I want to have this access road actually be slightly different. So I'm going to move this temporarily somewhere where it really probably shouldn't be. Where can we put this temporarily? We could temporarily put it, like, over here somewhere. Yeah, we'll temporarily put it there. And we are going to put it back for sure. And we're going to take this section out, and we're just going to bring this on over... Space already occupied, sure. We're going to bring it on over about like that. Just so that there's a more direct connection into this thoroughfare. There we go. And then we'll bring that eco water treatment plant back up. And is that going to adjust the shoreline? No, it's not. Fantastic. And we'll just link that in something like that. Okay. Hopefully, that will end up meaning that there's more demand for this cargo train terminal. I do see people exporting via this cargo train terminal, so that's good. That said, all things considered, these terminals do not necessarily have the hugest amount of demand for them. We're also not seeing a lot of cargo coming in via the highways, which is a little bit surprising to me. Most of these are going to be passengers up over here. Yeah. What are you doing? You're an ore truck, returning to facility. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, we are definitely working on our importing. Oh, we need to re-up this power over here. And the reason I put in this power plant over here was because we were still having that issue where the power wasn't quite reaching some of these outer buildings. So I just put this in to be able to cover that contingency. And it seems to be completely fine. Excellent. So we can see over here our trains are doing train things. We did determine in the last episode that you are unfortunately never going to see, we did determine that there are no cargo routes in any of the water that we have access to. You can see here, cannot connect to route in any of these. So yeah, there's no cargo routes and we can't use ships. So that means pretty much that we are in need of air transport. And I think overall we're going to need like at least 2 cargo airports. We could put a cargo airport perhaps over here and perhaps one maybe up here. I don't know. We'd have to take a look at that. I'm not sure what the size of those cargo airports are, but I believe they're pretty big. I believe they're quite large. So that's definitely something to consider. We do need a little bit in terms of commercial demand. I feel like our commercial buildings getting abandoned is probably going to largely satisfy that commercial demand. I will zone a little bit more over here. It's not going to help our cargo bottleneck. There's no doubt about that. But we can then put in some offices, say, over here. And, I mean, this is, to some degree, an argument for having industry, right? But that sounds like pollution. I mean, we have some pollution, but we're trying to keep pollution to a minimum here. Excellent. Is that going to connect? I believe it will, eventually. Okay, so there we are. And I may also cut this episode slightly short just to try to get it up in time. I think if I cut this at like 20 minutes instead of 25, I think I might be able to get it up in time. The processing is going to be the difficult part there, for sure. For sure. Okay, let's go ahead and take out this structure. Wonderful. And one thing's for sure, we don't have a traffic issue. You know what we haven't looked at for a while? How this metro station is doing. Or how any of these metro stations are doing, in fact. 867 passengers last week. But overall, this doesn't look extreme. Okay. Sounds good to me. It was... Actually, can we see our metro stations here? I mean, we can see that there's quite a number of people at this metro station. This is a pretty busy station. This one's much less busy. What about the one up here? Yes, not all that busy, actually. Okay. Do we have trains coming in over here? Well, for one thing, these are both out, so that's not going to happen. Apparently, I didn't check that. This one is intended to be in.
The Forest Service has stated that there is a risk of an imminent forest fire in the area. Residents are advised to avoid forested areas.
Okay, I mean, we do already have some fire helicopters, and it looks like they are already on the job. Is there a fire up here currently? I don't currently see a forest fire up there. Okay. Well, it looks like they are heading up in that direction. So maybe there is already a forest fire up here that I missed. Or maybe they're just moving up here preemptively. I didn't know they did that. I also don't know what intensity 3.2 means. I have no idea what that scale is, so we'll find out. That will be very interesting to see. To be sure. So we should, yeah, now we're seeing trains exiting over here. We should also see trains coming in over here eventually. That would be very good. Is that another train exiting? That's another train exiting. Okay. Are we going to see trains entering? Not this one. Okay, that's fine. Eventually, we'll see trains entering. But I am glad to see that this is now getting some use, and having that going the wrong way, of course it's not going to have use at first. Of course it's not. Like, why would it ever have use in that situation? So we are, of course, going to zone this up. We don't have much demand currently. Was that it for the forest fire? Looks like our fire helicopters had it fully under control. So, mental note, forest fire of an intensity of 3.5 is not a very intense forest fire, it would seem. Or at least, not if we have fire helicopters that are on the job. Our number of students over here has dropped a little, and that makes me sad. Very, very, very sad. We are going to need more students over there. Now it is only connected by metro, right? Hypothetically. Would people be more likely to attend it if we had, like, a footpath connecting these? Like, that is very hypothetical, right? But I don't know. If it connected in, say, like this. It looks awful. But are people more likely to attend the university if that's there? That looks like a negative to me. Okay. But it's possible that they may want some kind of road connection. Which does kind of break our concept. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, there is a way to get there, right? They take our interconnected metro system. So I think they'll get there eventually. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We could definitely use an additional elementary school. And so we'll put one in, say, here. We could also use an additional high school. And we'll put that in, say, here. Excellent. That should do the trick for now. And we are definitely seeing a few goods shortages over here. But I feel like our goods shortages are... they're not fixed. But I feel like they are slightly alleviated. Is the way I'm going to put it. So I guess we'll see if that's the case. Oh, hello. There's a train going up there. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Just lots of trains doing lots of things. We don't have access to airports just yet. We need another 6,000 population. Well, 5,700 approximately. So that'll take some time, to be sure. We'll just go ahead and zone this up. Now, maybe we want to create a dead-end road coming up to here. That is something we could do. Have it come up, say, to here, and go... We need to go like there, so have it come to, say, here, and go to there. Like that. And then it truncates here, just to give us a little bit more building space. There we go, a nice dead-end road. I like it. Perfect. Apparently, there is more commercial demand. People want to not be able to sell goods because they don't have any goods to sell. Sounds good to me. And we are going to do something along the lines of that. Excellent. So we can see there's basically a constant flow of trains coming into this cargo train terminal. But I don't feel like this cargo train terminal is on its own sufficient for this hub. Or it's simply too far away. One or the other. If it was too far away, I would expect that these would be happening up here. So I'm guessing there's just not enough throughput. That said, we simply don't have a train coming in right now. So maybe there's just a supply chain shortage of some type. I mean, it's 2021. We should be used to that. That's how it works. There are supply chain shortages everywhere. That one finally got supplied, so that's great. Some of these are getting supplied. Some of them are not. And it is an issue. And I do want to address it. I really feel like the way to address it, though, is via air travel. I'm wondering if this should maybe be upgraded to a 2-lane. Like that. At the very least, that will give us more space to store cars in this parking lot. Wonderful. And then that'll hopefully get these guys moving for a little while. A little while indeed. We'll see if that helps that out at all. But overall, I don't see too many traffic issues really anywhere. I mean, this right-hand turn is slowed down a little bit, but it's, I think, going to be fine. Yeah, it's fine. And of course, this is a traffic light over here, right? So we expect this to be kind of slow in some cases. A lot of people trying to get off here. I wonder if we should even upgrade this to be tri-lane. Like, just have it be straight up highway? That slope too steep for highway. We can't really get away with it being a large road, I don't think. No one way for the 4-lane roads. I would like it to be 3 lanes. I suppose we could take it out and see if we could figure out a way to get a 3rd lane in there. The way to do it would probably be highway with sound barrier, right? That gives slope too steep. And really, that's fair enough. We could think about an alternate route for this. Oh, that's giving slope too steep. Really? I'm actually surprised that that's giving slope too steep. Did we have it coming out like this? Ah, maybe that could work. It's just too short. Just doing some experimentation on it. Because this would be ideal. And this is because there's a pillar right there, right? I can't quite see under there. I don't see a pillar there. Okay.
At Banhammer Bank, we want
Interesting.
you to trust us with your money.
So,
Because it's with
what
your
we could
money that
potentially
we
think
make
about
money.
doing is taking this
It's
out
not
of there
money business, it's money business. You give your money to us
and
we grow with
trying to
interest.
put in,
That's the
well,
plan,
this would
at
go
least.
straight,
Maybe
and
that's
we
too
would drop a pillar
complicated for you.
here,
Imagine planting a money tree in
and
the
then
garden and
this would come
watering
in somewhere
it.
like
Imagine if you had a
this,
money pet and you fed it more money
and then
it
we'd
kept
want to build it
digesting
over
right?
this way.
Okay. You want to go money
And
fishing,
that gives
so
slope
you use a
too
little money to
steep.
catch
That's
a big money. You know,
quite
just come
the
in and
issue
talk
there.
to us. We have even more metaphors that allow us to avoid saying what we
What if we were to
really do
build
with
it
the money.
over
Banhammer
this
Bank.
direction?
Feed the money monster.
Okay.
Haven't you been
Fascinating.
hearing more about disasters lately? I'm not sure if it's just me,
So that
but I
connects
feel
in like that.
meteors and sinkholes just didn't happen as much when I was younger. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
And I don't know that there's a way that we can really pull this off, if I'm honest. It is time to put a cut in here if I'm going to try to get this uploaded in time, so I'm just going to put this back. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all
At
next
Okia,
time.
we've been making
Let
the
me just get
best
this turned
mobile
around
phones for
before I
over
forget.
20 years. How did we get there?
There we go. Excellent.
By putting ringtones in